It is a typical political crisis occasioned by the passage of election law amendment bill by both houses of parliament, and which seeks to give the electoral body IEBC the power to set up a complementary system as a backup to the electronic voting system. Attempts by the opposition called to fight the amendments flopping in the National Assembly and in the Senate.
IEBC shall put in place a complementary mechanism for purposes of ensuring that in the event of the failure of the electronic gadgets, that backup, that alternative or complementary mechanism.
So, Speaker, this is important. All the Kenyans who came before us, not a single Kenyan said that we do not have a backup system, Mr. Speaker.
That the word complementary has been raised by the public during the public participation. The issue is it is not well defined, and you should be telling us what is this complementary mechanisms you are referring to.
Court-elected leaders and their aspirants will this Wednesday meet at the Bomas of Kenya to agree on the next course of action in what they say is seeking redress over the controversial law. And if a statement by court management team co-chair James Orengo is anything to go by, court will be joined by Musalia Mudavadi's ANC party and Independence Party KANU, which could be the closest hint yet that the National Super Alliance is finally taking shape.
We would wish to take our members through this bill and the law as it is, as it relates to elections, so that they fully understand what the current challenges in the electoral law is, so that when they engage in particular areas they come from, they would have a full understanding of the law. But as we know, we have had so many issues with the legislation that has just passed through Parliament.
And with the IEBC having announced that it will be commencing a fresh voter listing targeting 6 million new voters by Monday next week, the opposition also seeks to rally the elected leaders and aspirants towards whipping their supporters to register as voters.
Our parties should take part actively and in a sustained manner, not only in this massive exercise that is going to begin next week, but as you know, the Constitution provides for continuous registration of voters. So this engagement is going to continue beyond the days allocated or designated for the mass registration of voters.
Orengo, however, admits that the naming of a presidential candidate for the opposition parties is likely to take longer with the entry of ANC and KANU.
6 months ago, this opposition movement was not as wide as it is. Now you can see it expanding and growing by leaps and bounds. So just watch this space, and this space is right here in Bomas on Wednesday.
Court estimates that Bomas will play host to over 4,000 leaders drawn from the political parties inclined towards the opposition. Meanwhile, the rivalry between Deputy President William Ruto and Baringo Senator Gideon Moi is likely to hit fever pitch after a candidate who wanted to run for Baringo governor accepted to vie for the Baringo Senate seat after being prevailed upon by the Deputy President. Betting Control and Licensing Board Chairman Simon Chelugui has, however, denied that he has already been awarded the Jubilee ticket for the Senate position.
Hi, as Simon Kiprono Chelugui. I've been contesting for the position of governor for the last 3 years. However, along the way, after consultation with various people across our county, we felt that I will change the course and contest the position of Senate. I want to tell all those candidates who are running for this position, who have already expressed interest under Jubilee, to really come on board, because I believe we are going to conduct a fair nomination for all.
Chelugui will be vying against the Baringo senator, who will be defending his seat on his KANU party ticket. In Narok, where he opened the High Court, Chief Justice David Maraga vowed to safeguard the judiciary's independence, saying no amount of threats will cow the judiciary from sticking to the rule of law and discharging its mandate.
The judiciary is ready to deal with any election disputes that may arise after the general election and even after nominations. So there is no need of anybody fighting. If you have disagreed or if you have lost, come to court. We will deal with those cases, and that's what the law requires, and we will deal with them.